Yo, what's up guys, Walkit here, and today I'll be ranking Deepwoken armor enchants on a tier list for y'all. These armor enchants are going to be ranked on how effective they are in PvP and a little bit of PvE. Alright, let's get it, let's go. Starting off with arguably one of the worst armor enchants in the game, Adhesive. On proc, this enchant pulls the attacker towards you, which shouldn't even be an enchant because it only benefits the attacker. The pull from Adhesive lets the person hitting you extend their combo and use moves that would have otherwise missed due to the distance. Because of this, I'm going to place Adhesive in F tier. It's honestly so trash. Like, why would you want to pull your attacker into you, bro? Like, that's so stupid. Next up, we got Allure. Now, Allure, in my opinion, is a pretty good enchant. This enchant is good even without Charisma, as charms opponents deal less damage to you, but if you have points invested into Charisma, you can proc Dazing Finisher and Chaotic Charm through getting hit, which allows you to daze your opponent or take even less damage for a short period of time on proc. Because of this, I'm gonna have to place it in A tier because Charm can easily be procced without the enchant anyways, but it still helps a lot, honestly. Now we got Bounce. Now I personally think that this enchant needs a rework, bro, because it's actually just so broken. Each time you get hit, your opponent has a 20% chance of being knocked back, which is so good because it's basically like a free vent and makes comboing someone with this enchant so annoying. This enchant helps you mitigate damage you would have taken and also start combos too. So because of this, I'm gonna place this enchant in S tier. It's useful with any build and helps you get comboed way less. Like, in order to like nerf this, all they gotta do is like add a cooldown, but I don't think they even give a shit. So it's actually just so broken. Displacement. Now, on proc, you are granted a speed boost and a little bit of hyper armor, which sounds very good. You may be like, walk it, hyper armor is so good. Like, it's so good, bro. Oh my god, shut up, Timmy. Oh my god, you speak when spoken to. Now, anyways, my bad, guys. Back to the tier list. The hyper armor barely helps because it lasts so short and you have barely any time to input any actions to even utilize it. So I'm going to be placing this enchant in C tier because there's just better choices, bro. Like, it's not that helpful. Now, personally, I think this enchant is ass and this enchant is Drowned.
Hello, how are you? I am under the water. Please help me. Here too much raining.
I know people are going to hate on me for this, but the only people hating on me are people using fat builds who need every little drop of HP they can get on their builds. For an armor enchant, 10 health barely helps in PvP. The only time I'll see myself using this is for PvE builds because the 5% extra monster damage and armor helps a surprising amount. So because of this, I'll be placing it in B tier because there's just more consistent enchants and it's a little bit more helpful than Displacement, so it's going to go higher, but yeah, that's about it. Now, Entanglement is really helpful as on proc, it makes the next 5 attacks deal 10% less damage to you. It's basically like having an extra exoskeleton. Now, you're probably understanding why Drowned is so low because there's enchants like this that just exist and do the job better than others. If you're making a tank build, this is one of your go-to armor enchants, so because of this, I'm placing it in S tier. This enchant is like one of those like boss bitch enchants, bro. Like, come on, you need this. Next up is Ferocity. Now, this enchant seems good because on proc, it grants a speed and a damage reduction based on how much tempo you have, but it procs so rarely. And it's only good in short-term fights because in most long fights, you will not even have that much tempo. So because of this, I'll be placing it in B tier. It's only good in like some very specific builds. Like if you're using a shadow build that steals a lot of tempo, then it might be good. But the next enchant is so much more consistent and powerful. Wait, what? Yo, ad break, guys. My bad. So y'all blew up the last video. Thank you guys so much for getting that shit to like 25k views. It's actually crazy. But let me show y'all something. 99% of y'all are not subbed. Yes, you heard that right. Literally, 99% of you guys are not subbed. So if you love the content, drop a sub. All right. Yo, you in the back, you too, drop a sub, okay, right now. Okay, let's get back to the tier list. Now, Multiplicity is one of the best enchants, if not the best enchant in the game. This enchant on proc can do a multitude of things, such as recovering hunger, thirst, or blood, and even give damage reduction. But the best thing about this enchant is how there's another effect where if you're lucky, on proc, it can fully negate out damage and heal it, as if you were never hit at all. If this procs on, for example, like a 30 damage swing to you, and it's negated, it's basically 3 times more health value than Drowned. And that's only if it procs once. So this enchant is obviously broken. It's an easy S tier. Like, come on, bro. Use this enchant. Literally best enchant in the game. Next up is Stench. Now, despite most Deepwoken players already having this armor enchant on their triple XL hoodie that they wear to school every single day, it's still a very powerful enchant. On proc, you release a big stinking fart and it does a good amount of damage, and it's especially good because it's unparryable. It is around 3 to 5% damage each proc, my bad. And free damage is free damage. It's basically like having thorns on your armor, so I'm gonna put this enchant in A tier just because of that. Now, Viscosity is a really mid enchant, not gonna lie. Like, I want to put a high tier just because in Chime you can cheese a storm with this enchant, but it's only really good in those situations. Overworld's ganks, it's not that helpful, but now I'm thinking of it, in PvP it's pretty good. Not gonna lie, especially in hell mode when you're at risk of getting low HP a lot. So personally, I'm just gonna put this enchant in B tier. It's aight. You're just kind of nerfing yourself when you can like get something that buffs you a little bit more than just taking damage over time. So yeah. Alright guys, that's the armor enchant tier list. If you liked the vid, drop me a sub. By the way, tell me what kind of vids y'all want, and don't be like, there's no point, he's not gonna read my comment. I literally read every single comment that's left on my videos, bro. Don't call me a psycho. Just leave a comment, okay? Alright, love y'all. Peace out. See you next time.
I got my ass from my jewel, the shit is so caught, I don't think I did cool in the month. Like, why is this burning those rumors? It's burning those rumors, it's done with a good.